My hometown is State College, Pennsylvania. I grew up here. I moved here when I was 6 from California. It is close to the college Penn State, so I always have a lot of Penn State gear. And when I grew up, I went to a lot of Penn State football games. I went to Westchester University in Pennsylvania, and I studied education. I studied middle level science and special education, K through 8. We were the Golden Rams, and our school colors were purple and gold. We had a D3 football team, so we didn't get too many football games, but it was still really fun to go there. Loved my professors, and I would recommend it to anyone. What drew me to Go NYC was the fellows program. When I was growing up as a kid, I never really understood content from just being in a classroom or from my teachers. Sometimes it would click, but for the most part, I would really need one-on-one or small group help. And in high school, they started a free program where you could meet with a tutor after school. And I started going to this program, and my tutor and I got along, and she really helped me get through my science and math courses throughout high school. So when I heard about Great Oaks and I heard about the fellows program, I was all about it. I just want to push for a science fellow program because I think it would be so beneficial for the students. Just seeing science in a new perspective and getting one-on-one help or small group help is so helpful. So that's a really unique thing about Go NYC. And then just the community. There is so many wonderful people at Great Oaks that have really changed my life and changed the students' lives every day. So I feel really grateful to be at Go NYC. Almost 3 years ago, I'm into my 3rd year now, and my role when I first started was the 6th grade science teacher, and I stayed the 6th grade science teacher for 2 years. And now I am the 7th grade science teacher. So I moved up with the same class because we have some amazing group of kids. And I also wanted to stick around for the 8th graders to see them graduate. And I wanted to be closer to them. But right now we are learning about thermal energy and the transfer of heat and how that affects different states of matter. When we come back from break, we're going to go into physical and chemical changes. My first year teaching, I got really excited about a project that I had set up for the kids, and it involved straws. Halfway through the day, I ran out of straws, so I went to the bodega and I picked up some straws in like a cardboard box, and the kids were setting up their waves, so they were trying to build waves to create an oscillation using tape and straws. And 5 minutes into the activity, a student asks, "What are these small little worms on the straws? What are these?" And then all the kids start looking at the straws and looking at their hands, and there are just worms everywhere. I guess there was like worms in the box or something. So then everyone starts freaking out and like panicking, and a couple kids ran out of the classroom. There were kids like throwing the worms into the trash can. I was shoveling worms into the trash can. It was mayhem. And then Mr. Lynch, he was the assistant principal at the time, came into my classroom and he was like, "What's going on? It's very chaotic." And I was like, "There's worms everywhere, Mr. Lynch. I don't know what to do." And he was like, "Nope." And then he left. So that was definitely very memorable. And my students bring it up to this day. So when we drew our diagrams of our waves, everyone made sure to draw a little worm on their diagrams. My biggest challenge would definitely be teaching virtually. I prefer to be in the classroom with students. I prefer to see them face to face, have projects where they can be hands-on, be able to use the microscopes. I like to provide materials for them. It feels very limiting teaching virtually, but I know we're in really difficult times right now. But I'm just really looking forward to when we can all be in the classroom again together and I get to see faces that I haven't seen in months. When you're teaching, it's important to go over skills and objectives and learning goals, but it's also important to focus on socializing. So giving any opportunity that you can to get kids into a breakout room, get them talking, get them laughing. Everything that we're learning right now is important, but mental health is also very important. I would also just say make it fun. Try to get kids out of their seats, try to get them to use outside resources in their homes, get them to use their siblings, their cousins, their parents to help with projects, guardians. Get kids moving. Whatever we're learning is important, but mental health is also very important. Well, my favorite part about teaching would definitely be the kids. I know that everyone says that, but it's just so true. It is so true. I have loved working with kids ever since I was in high school. I worked in a preschool, and then in college I was working in school. So I just always want to be around kids because they just think so creatively, they think so thoughtfully, they really care about people, they care about the world. They make my day better every single day. And even when things are challenging, they still put in their best effort. They're just remarkable human beings, especially our 7th and 8th grade class. I don't get to know the 6th graders that well, but I'm sure they're remarkable. But Great Oaks just attracts these magnificent, brilliant students who just wow me every day with their intelligence and creativity. So yeah, honestly, it's the kids. That's what keeps me coming back every year. For my future, I am very much looking forward to becoming a high school chemistry teacher. I love starting with middle school. I think teaching middle school has really opened my eyes to how kids think, how kids learn. But in the future, I hope to teach high school chemistry, and I could even be teaching high school chemistry at Go NYC if I'm lucky enough. I'm looking forward to that. I currently have not been able to do it lately. I usually play ultimate frisbee. That's what I do on the weekends or after school. I find pickup games or I join a league. So that's my time where I can just relax and hang out with my ultimate frisbee people. But because of COVID, a social distance alternative is disc golf, which is when you basically have a smaller frisbee and you try to get it into different baskets on a course. So it has 9 baskets, just like in golf, there's 9 holes. So it's an alternative. It's not the same, but that's what I usually do in my free time. My favorite dish to cook is buttery pasta. I like to I could use rigatoni or bow tie noodles or just regular spaghetti. And then I get as much butter as I possibly can and I put that on there, and then salt and like a lot of cheese. If I'm like, I need to reward myself because I did really well that day, I will make a giant bowl of buttery pasta.